Okay, so I finally found the stupid fault with this thing. And what it finally turned out to be is the bottom end output transistor here. I only found that out when I swapped the, having probably swapped out every and tested every other component, I finally swapped the output transistors from this side to over this side. And that's how I found out what the fault was. It was this guy. And well, basically what happened is that the base to emitter junction went open, but it was intermittent, and that's what kept giving us that intermittent behavior. And the thing is that I at one occasion actually took this out of circuit and tested it out of the circuit, and it tested perfectly fine. Being intermittent, that was horseshit. And so the thing is, when this thing was back in circuit, I wasn't seeing that because when you test from base to emitter in the circuit, there's this resistor here which is connected between base and emitter. So every time I measured here between base and emitter, I actually kept reading this resistor, which kept masking the fact that the junction was open. So yeah, that's what it turned out to be, this stupid piece of crap. And yeah, that's the crappy thing about intermittent faults. They can make you go round and round not finding anything. And yeah. But yeah, okay, so now I have to figure out a good modern day replacement because these old transistors are obsolete. And it shouldn't be too difficult, but the thing that worries me is that I've had bad experiences buying replacement transistors for audio amplifiers before because there's a lot of Chinese fakes that have a really small die inside them, and they get super hot and they short out or go open in no time, and they're just complete crap. So I hope I don't end up having that issue this time trying to find replacements. And yeah, so I mean basically because that base emitter junction was open, uh, and the emitter is tied to ground, it seems like that 15 volt voltage that we kept seeing was taking an alternate route through here somewhere, through this transistor here, and finally ending up grounding through this resistor there. And yeah, it was taking an alternate route, and it was getting this resistor hot as hell because it couldn't go to ground through that emitter. And yeah, that's what it was. Right now I'm not sure if I want to tackle the radio because the radio is not working correctly either. The FM isn't working, I think, and the AM only gets like a couple stations. But I don't know, because that looks like a pain in the ass. These radios are kind of a pain in the ass, and I'm not really familiar with them. I mean, if I'm not familiar, at least now I'm more familiar with them. But if I wasn't experienced with these kinds of amplifiers, I'm not especially not experienced with these kinds of radios. So I might give that a try, but I'll make that a separate series. This I'll finalize once I get the replacements and stuff put in. I might get all four. And I'll call the end of this series, the Usumacinta Amplifier series, because this was all about the amplifier, and I'll do a separate one for the radio if I do that. And yeah, right now it's purring along nicely with the transistors from the other side. I still have to, replace all the crap that I tacked under the circuit board and, swap sides and all that stupid stuff. I'll put the original components in there. I know that's probably something that people are going to think is a stupid idea, but I kind of like the idea that it has its original components in there, and they weren't at fault for what was happening anyway. So right now all the voltages are stable. Turn it up and it isn't going up like crazy anymore. And base voltage is also nice and stable now. So yeah, I'll just monitor it a little bit. Better not come back or I'm going to blow up. And yeah, that was the fix, it looks like. By the way, if anybody knows what a good replacement for these is, let me know. I'll put the datasheet in the description. It's D234 transistors, obsolete. Need to find modern ones.